No gear. Perfect. Then I have lots of time. Okay, this is the Crit Gamble Refurbished build by LouDaCrisps. And he says, I'm just revamping an old build I made right before Reaper released. Uses Mauls and Sylvanus. I'm using a Fighter Tier 5. Good choice. This is strength-based, using Improved Sunder and Stunning Blow. Would it be better using Wisdom? Probably not. Got it good for the DR bypass of the Crusader Mantle. And no gear, because we're definitely too early in Isle of Dread. I agree. This is a Favoured Soul fighter I'm in love already, that hits people for damage with strength. Now, you could go Wisdom here, but you lose out on a lot of your Sundering, so we'll figure that out as we go along. But we'll take care of that. Wisdom, Constitution, Strength. Don't hate it. It's pretty good. Let's take a look at the feats here. Feats pretty standard. You're grabbing, the two-handed fighting feat line, and, all the two-handed fighting feats. You got greater two-handed fighting here as early as possible. Improve critical. Improve two-handed fighting. You've got the weapon spec, the greater weapon spec. And that's why you take 8 levels of fighter. Is so you can take the greater weapon focus here, which does allow you to get the entire line. So that's important. So all of this is good. You take a weakened spell here. Which something seems wrong about this. Okay, you can't take Blessing of Sylvanus here because it has to be taken here. So this is incorrect. So this is actually a bug. I don't know if this is a bug in the builder, but you can't take this. You have to take Blessing of Sylvanus here, which means you actually have one more feat than you thought. So you've actually got an extra feat, which is convenient. And if you were to take a feat, you could probably take another tactical feat if you wanted. With +4 to all tactics DCs, especially considering this character could be tactics based instead. And you can actually reverse the strength if you want. And that actually saves your legendary feats. That's kind of cool. So that's not bad. I like the rest of this, though. I like the use of tactical here. I like the use of precision, which is good. And then you got Stunning Blow. Again, Stunning Blow is difficult because you really want strength to do Stunning Blow, but you probably could get away with it doing just pure Wisdom instead of Strength. But we'll take a brief Ganderino. You got the +8 tomes, which I like too. In fact, I'm leaning more and more towards Wisdom as opposed to Strength. By the time the main issue is that if you do decide to do this build, 7 and 8 means that you won't have Wisdom to hit and damage until you get to level 16, technically, which is very funny. Overwhelming critical is good. Perfect two-handed fighting is good. Epic toughness is perfectly fine. Crush weakness is great. Embodiment of law for Divine Crusader. Epic will is perfectly fine. So, failed will saves on a 1. Sign of Arborea with two-handed fighting is good. Legendary toughness is fine, and you get an extra feat. In terms of additional feats here, because you get an extra one, you could always take epic damage reduction. You could always take epic fortitude, both of which are fine. I don't really see any other major feats in your future that you would want to take. So I'm just going to slot in Epic DR here for now, but I like the extra health. There's no real complaints about the health, and you have the extra DCs. A feat that would be cool to take would be Tactician. And we'll talk about that why later, but we'll see how that goes. Epic Destinies. I actually think I would change the level split up here, because 12 Favoured Soul means you get access to heal, which is very convenient, and especially with Quicken, it's very, very nice. So I like that quite a bit. You've got Ameliorating Strike for the passive healing, which scales off of character level, which is bizarre, but it's quite good that it does so. You've got Beacon of Hope for the healing from Close Wounds. You don't take Maximize with Close Wounds. I would say that you probably don't necessarily need this. This is good during the leveling process, but once you get to level 20, I probably wouldn't use Close Wounds anymore, and would probably just take like the 6 points here, grabbing Good Hope, grabbing the Divine Durability, and the Beacon of Grace for the extra healing amp and the positive spell power, and then probably not take the Close Wounds, if I'm being honest. You've got the haste boost here. You've got the extra action boost, which is good. You don't take as much Kensai Tactics, which is what I would expect you to take more of. You do put the 1 point in Shattering Strike, which is good. You take Improved Destruction, which is fantastic. So I like a lot of this. You've grabbed Inflame. I personally don't like Inflame. I know people like Inflame. I just don't like Inflame. So if I was to make a couple adjustments here, I would basically cut a few points out of a few different places. Although you have Warcaster with Blur, I think that this ability is not that great. And so what I would probably do is move Haste Boost into War Soul, take out Blur, cut out Inflame, take Kensai Tactics with the extra 1 point, and just rebuild this without it. Maybe grab like the Wall of Steel instead. So put in Flame here, or extra boost haste, extra 10 PRR here. Get rid of Blur because you can get an item for this because Blur items are all over the game. And yeah, and then do Ameliorating Strike instead. That sounds pretty good. That's probably what I would do here. That makes a lot of sense. I'm going to set that up real quick. Problematically, it just takes some time. The Divine Will. Do one of these. Again, I'm not saying if you like Inflame, keep the Inflame, obviously, and don't do what I'm doing. This is just if I can sway you to the dark side of no Inflame, then I would love to do that. Also, +1 to hit and damage is worse than Double Strike. Oh, which is so good. In fact, if you want to do that, you can just keep it like this. I think this is better just in general than the Inflame, because 10% Double Strike is a huge amount of damage. It's a lot of things. It's solid order, but if you give a Ranger spell walkthrough, I already did it. It's on the YouTube channel. So don't worry about that. And then Stalwart Defender, you've got Defense Stance, you've got the saving throws, you've got the defense, you got the extra arm max dex bonus. I really had no complaints. Basically, what I would do is once you get to 20, I would get rid of Closed Wounds and put the Defensive Mastery in there. Thinking of stacking Elemental Absorb. It's not the worst idea. But I like this setup a little bit better because 10% Double Strike is really, really good. And the elemental damage is not always going to be coming in. And next up, let's move to Epic Destinies. You've got Unyielding Sentinel with the Divine Energy Resistance. You've got Dreadnought with the 21 points. And you've got the Double Strike. You've got the Armor at Dusk. You know, you've got all the good stuff. So I really like what you got going on here. I was going to say, if you had Tactician, you could get an extra +4 to hit. Do you need that? Probably not. Divine Crusader, inspired choice. I love Divine Crusader because Cower Before Me is very, very good. You've got the improved Sunder feat, which will be a little bit difficult to work in, but you have the Sunder DCs, and you have the tactics. You don't have straight up stunning. And Strike with Poise. Going on over here, so you got the Strike with the Poise, you got the Heavenly Presence. You don't have Bring Down Wrath, which you don't need, obviously. You don't take Mighty Crusade because you don't have any of the Smite stuff, but instead you just take Law of the Divine, which is pretty good. Beacon Divinity, which is like quest saving, and Blessed Blades, all of which is fine, plus you have the Double Strike. Purge the Wicked is not that great. So I like that. How Dare You Strike Me is surprisingly good, although you don't have the Smite Evils. I like the Smites, but obviously you're a healer, so you don't need this, and you have Ameliorating Strike already. I do wish that Divine Smite applied the healing to Ameliorating Strike or something, so it would count, or to, you know, the Smite Foe, if it would count for this. But yeah. Shield of Light is also really nice for the defense, so is Bulk Up, but obviously it makes sense when you're taking the attack and damage rolls here instead. I'm trying to think of how you can be more efficient with your points. You got the Elemental Absorption here that you talked about that you liked, and it's 10 PRR. Like, this is a really good one. This is a 1-pointer? Jesus. I thought this was a 2-pointer. Yeah, being Chaotic Good, it makes your Mauls apply Chaotic Good, which is great because you're going to be using Tremor. So, obviously, Tremor, which is the best Maul in the game. Tremor or a Dinosaur Bone Maul, both of which are pretty good. But if I go to Mauls, yeah, it's literally the Dinosaur Bone Maul or Tremor. Technically, you don't have to use Tremor. You could use Absolute Judgment, a weapon that's not very, very good. Fury of the Flame, another weapon which is not very good. Hammer of Life, which is a weapon that's really not very good. Or the Skeleton Hunter, which is actually pretty good because it's got the Bone Splitter, Fracturing, and Ghostbane, which is not bad. But a Toon Bone Maul is clearly the best option. You know, picking up a Shadowhorn for the... Is it Shadowhorn? No, it's not. It is Melthorn. Extra, probably go to the Wisdom. I think I'm going to swap the Wisdom out. I think that's clearly the answer here. I think you get more stats. Then you have to scale both. Meltfang and Flame Scale, which gives you Adamantine Bypass. And then you've got like a really good weapon. That's pretty straightforward to craft. The hardest part to get is the Melthorn, but honestly, it's really not that bad. Actually, the hardest part to get is the Ankylosaurus Ribs, which means you just got to run through Isle of Dread a couple times. But let's do the maths on here. So your character's Wisdom and Strength, I think it probably is better to go Wisdom in versus Strength. However, it's important to note that from your enhancements, you took Wisdom anyway, so I would probably do that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with doing this. You still have to start with the 15, so you can take the thing at level 1. And you lose a little bit on some of your DCs, but the upside is it gives you more saving throws, and then it has better scaling with the Favoured Soul abilities, with the stances, and you already get the +6 with the Divine Will. So it gives you the extra stunning DC, because it's every point is worth 1.5 stunning DCs. Where's my tactical DC breakdown? So even though you don't have any items equipped, you've got 19 stun and 25 sunder. So with items equipped, that's bringing you up, with actual like equipment put on, you'll probably be around +60 stun and 71 sunder, which is pretty good. And then on top of the fact that you're wisdom. Now the downside is 60 ton and 71 sunder means you have to wear strength gear, but that's not really that big of a problem, because you would do something along the lines of like, in terms of the equipment, you know, you get your wisdom items in here. So melee wisdom gear, what do you use? Man, I haven't used melee wisdom gear in a very long time. Where's that wisdom cloak? Can you do silver dragon scale capelet? No, you can't. That's the hardest part about melee wisdom, is getting the melee wisdom gear in here. How do you go about getting a build reviewed? You submit it through the sun flask thing in the bottom, underneath the chat. Yeah, you could use Sharn rings. There's a whole bunch of options. Oh yeah, Sharn ring, artifact. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Something as simple as like, you know, you get a Sharn ring, Radiant Ring of Terror Valistus. You know, grab in your Festive Wisdom, grab in the Essence of Epic Litany of the Dead, grab your, I don't know, where's your Globe of True Imperial Blood? Where's the globe? Something like that. And now all of a sudden you're picking up like, you know, 20 something points of wisdom, which of course is now increasing your key or your stun breakdowns by even more, not including any actual stun effects. And then on top of that, getting an actual strength item is really easy, because you want an amazing item that's really good for this build and has strength on it. The Cloak of Summer. It's got strength, insightful strength, and double strike. Wow, look at those items. And it's really easy to get. And that with strength, insightful strength, that brings your strength up by a huge amount, not including any other items or other pieces that you might put together. Additionally, when it comes to actually putting filigree sets together, pretty much every melee build in the entire game wants to use this set, which is the Sucker Punch 1 against many set. And why is this so good? Because if you have 2 pieces, then you get 18 melee power for just these 2 filigrees. But that's also 4 more points of strength. Whoa, my god, look how high that strength is. You didn't even do anything. So it's pretty sweet, actually, getting all these stats put together. And this is just 2 items, right? And that's not including any of the stunning effects or anything else that you could actually pick up. So you've got some stuff going on here in terms of that. So I would probably go wisdom instead of strength. Although, just be aware, your stunning blow might fall off a little bit. And that would be my biggest worry. I think the Sunder would be fine. I just think the Stunning Blow might be a little bit low. And I would probably maybe drop Stunning Blow for something else. I don't know how well this is going to work. Stunning Blow is hard. The Sunder will work, but the Stunning Blow not. Because 6 points in DC difference is really huge. I just don't know what you would swap it out for. Because you don't have any, you can't take any other like actual feats. It's probably literally just toughness. Which is unfortunate, but yeah, you're probably just straight up taking toughness here. Because you can't take dodge, you got precision already. Yeah, that's probably what you're doing here instead. Yeah, you would probably drop Stunning Blow. It's not bad for leveling, so you don't have to, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Because you can use this during the leveling process, and its DC is going to be reasonable, but then you would just drop it out for toughness later. Oh, you can't drop it out for toughness later. Oh yeah, you can. No, you can't. You can't. Shoot. These are all fighter bonus feats, aren't they? Heavy armor? I mean, you could wear heavy armor. You'd probably be wearing medium armor in a build like this, but you could take the heavy armor training if you wanted. Like, it's better than literally taking nothing. What feat is this? Is this a regular feat? Oh, hold on. Never mind. This is easy. Never mind. We're good. Actually, can I optimize this even more? Hold on. Because this is heavy armor feat. I'm going to screw this up. Toughness. Two-handed fighting. True two-handed fighting. So that you can actually fit it in. Greater two-handed fighting. So we just move it down one. So you take it there instead. This actually gives you any feat in the game if you want. Which is fun. And then, as a result, this means you can actually reduce your strength by another point. Which means you have 2 more points to spend wherever you want. So you get more intelligence if you wanted, or you can take an extra point of dex. That's fine. So isn't that fun? Isn't that neat? So yeah. This is a iconic. It starts at 15. So yeah, it's not bad. You changed it up. That's pretty much all you need to change. And again, you don't even have any equipment put on, and your character already has like 1,600 hit points. So you're pretty much in the clear in terms of defense. And then your base stats, you've got 37% double strike without factoring in any item, or without only factoring the cloak. So you got a bunch of other items. To be honest, you don't need to be an iconic. You do need to be an iconic because you need the Maul effect for Purple Dragon Knight. So you 100% do need to be an iconic for this character build. Yeah, you definitely do want to do that. And then, of course, you can just be lazy and, you know, just throw in the part of the family set or something and throw in some other pieces around that. Get an insightful wisdom item and, you know, a quality wisdom item. I don't even know what gives insightful wisdom for this build. Honestly, I have no idea. The unfortunate reality is that a lot of pieces of gear can still benefit from using stuff like the collective sight, because you can throw insightful wisdom on here, and then you can grab, like, constitution, which means you don't need to have a constitution item, and then you throw on, like... And I'm not using a lot of the new items, but now you've got all your constitution sorted out, you got your wisdoms, and then... Where's my family's necklace? Recruit sigil. You grab your family glove. Hammer fist. I'd probably wear medium on this build. So you grab like your medium family. Where's the medium family? Family. Not damily. Family. Something like, yeah, turncoat. No, enforcer's coat. Something like that. Because the problem with the new Isle of Dread stuff is I don't know how well it fits in. And then you just need quality wisdom, which is only on the string of ears. So you're kind of out of luck for that. Or you Sharn craft something. Or you... Yeah, that's it. You could use the Somerset if you wanted. But the Somerset's got a lot of charisma, which is the problem. But you could easily get 2-piece winter and 2-piece summer, which is kind of cool. Because by getting the 2-piece Somerset, you pick up... where are you? Summer piece. Crown of... Or Titania's Glory. You can grab one of these. You go in here, grab a bracer. Where are you, bracer? Adamantine bracer? No. Cold iron, cold iron, cold iron, cold iron. Grab something like that. You go, look at that. Now you got 2-piece winter, 2-piece summer. Your character's super tanky. Still does work as charisma too. True. You could play charisma instead. The problem is then you don't have the good artifact. You'd have to change up your artifact if you wanted to do that. I don't know if you would. Also has displacement. True. Anyway, I'm not looking at the gear. Would a paladin Favoured Soul be good with most of those same stats? Maybe. Less feats though. Yeah, you could do paladin Favoured Soul. You'd also have to use up Heart of Wood to get rid of the fighter level. Also, you don't get access to crit threat range and multi. And I don't know how you figure that out. The benefit of fighter is that you get critical threat range and multiplier really easily here. So you get the critical multiplier and you get the critical threat range really easy. So yes. We have no gear. Also good. Also stream. Let's do gear. No. Also skillless one. Welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. I don't know. This is just a simple baseline. Gives you a bunch of strike through. You got the fort bypass. You've got a good amount of double strike. You got the melee power. So you're hitting pretty hard. Still missing some stats, obviously, but that can be... You can fix that in post. Good amount of PRR. MRR. You can fix that in post. Hold on. Let me just fix that in post. Sapphire of Defense. There we go. Look how good this character looks. Man, dude, that's so... Oh, wow. Hold on. And whoa, look at how defensive my character is. That's whack, dude. I'm so tanky. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, cool build. I like it. Because of the trance. You can get... They're both perfectly fine in terms of the trance, so you could swap it. Like I said, the reason why I like Wisdom, I think maybe a little bit more than Charisma, because Summer... So here's the deal, right? So if you go Summer instead... The main problem with Summer is getting 7 pieces of Summer gear. So, sure, you use the Prince's Gauntlet. No problem. That's actually a really good artifact. Cool. And use a chest piece. Cloak of the Summer. Good. Belt of the Ram. Well, this conflicts with the Prince's Gauntlet. That's a problem. Titania's Glory. Fine, I guess. You've got the Van Braces of the Summer. Pretty good. It's got the Charisma. It's got the Insightful Double Strike. It's got the extra Smite. Not too bad. It stacks up with everything. Lionheart Ring. It's got the Insightful Constitution. It's got the Insightful Armor Piercing. So you're doing pretty good there. But you're at 6 pieces now, and you need to wear something that sucks. You need to wear the Bottle of Sunlight, which sucks. You got to wear the Dread Dragon Scale Boots, which suck. You got to wear the Change Stone, which if you get a great Change Stone, you're very happy. But if you don't, it sucks. So, yeah. And then you also don't get Paladin saving throws, so yeah. So that's the main problem, is you get to 6. 6 is easy. 7 is hard. Also, Entity Lord, welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So yeah. That's the main issue. And that would only work if you were Charisma for Summer. Because then you won't have enough items to just get the Wisdom stuff. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful to look over some of the stuff. I don't know if it has been, but yeah. And with that being said, that's the end of the live stream. I have to go to the store to buy some antacid because my chest hurts.